Alright folks, welcome to the new Quick Battles system. So Quick Battles is now ranked matchmaking. There's been quite a few improvements. Not only is it domination mode, but as you will see here, there have been quite some other improvements as well. I'm going to be fighting against Samurai Warrior here. The ranked matchmaking has been enabled for us in this early access time period. So we're going to go ahead and queue up, and I just wanted to show you guys, kind of live walk you through this new system. There's been quite a few changes besides just domination mode, right? There are now blind picks, as you will see, blind army picks, and just in general, kind of the new UI setup, how everything is going to be working. So, okay, and it looks like we have found a match, so we're going to jump on in, and there's Samurai Warrior, and you'll notice one thing first about this new UI setup. I come in here and press this select race to choose the army I want. I'm going to pick Nurgle for this battle, since this is one of the first days I can show off Nurgle-related content, but you notice I don't see what he's choosing, and rather than a ready up button, we have this down here, lock in race, right? So I can also choose right here my sub-factions colors, so you can choose any sub-faction that's in the game. Personally, I kind of like this bubonic swarm white and green color scheme, so I'm going to go with that. And you'll notice we've got the army pick here. Obviously, the main army, you have a certain amount of funds. The reinforcing army, you have a certain amount of funds as well. This is a build that I had been practicing a little bit with against Turin's Cathay. But if I go ahead and hit this lock-in race here, it will start a countdown timer of 30 seconds, which gives Samurai Warrior 30 seconds to choose his faction. And it looks like he's already locked in. And I can now see that he's going to be playing Tzeentch, and you'll notice this faction selection has disappeared. So, blind army picks, and now at this point I need to do some testing for the ELO rating, but if you were to back out, I think it would affect your ELO rating. But regardless, this army build looks pretty good here. I do believe, let's see. Yeah, I have it saved here. So I can actually just go ahead and show you guys the valuations. So if we were to, I guess I can't totally ditch everything, but you can imagine here, you've got 10,800 on your reinforcements, and then whatever math this is, you know, 7,000, whatever, 8,000 probably, on your main army selection. So let me go ahead, and you'll notice too with the army saving tool, you now have different battle types. You can search specific builds. So like I've got all my builds labeled here. So we're looking for Nurgle builds. So we've got this Nurgle versus Cathay. You can filter by race, battle type, funds, name, the search bar. Obviously, this is a much more robust tool for managing your saved armies, which is a big thing for multiplayer players. But I'm going to load up this Nurgle versus Cathay build because I'm curious to try this to see how it works against Tzeentch. We've got quite a bit of mobility for reinforcements. Vanguard units also, as you'll see, are pretty important in this type of game mode. Nurglings and these Chaos Furies all have Vanguard. Plague Bearers of Nurgle, very tanky, extremely slow. They've got poison, high weapon damage. Let's see, we've got Forsaken of Nurgle with, again, poison and Spawn. Spawn are pretty good in this type of game mode, as you'll see in just a minute here. One thing is to note, especially in terms of army construction, different units have different amount of capture power, right? And in domination mode, you win by capturing points. Infantry, and that includes monstrous infantry, so like, you know, your standard Forsaken, Plague Bearers, Nurglings, and then also, you know, Spawn of Nurgle, Ogres, Minotaurs would also count as monstrous infantry, right? All of those have 6 capture power, which is the most. Lords and Heroes and Monsters, I believe, both have 3. Let me double check, actually, the values here. I am pretty much ready. I'm going to let Samurai Warrior now down in the chat, which is now down in the bottom right. Ready when you are, just so that he knows I am ready to go. Okay, yes, so the capture power of infantry is 6. Cavalry is actually 3. Heroes and Lords and Monsters are both 2, Artillery is 1, and all flying units are 0, meaning flying units cannot capture the point at all. That being said, you know, flying units also have Vanguard. You can see there Samurai Warrior readied up. That started a countdown timer of 60 seconds. If he unreadies, that would actually stop the countdown timer, unlike in previous games where you had to do the save, reload, army sort of cheese to reset the timer. But anyway, so yeah, infantry is important to prioritize. Obviously, cavalry can capture as well, pretty well. Lords and heroes and monsters are good for holding a point, but you definitely need infantry support with them in order to maintain the capture. So it's important that you bring quite a bit of infantry in your initial force to try and move up and secure a point. That's kind of the idea here. Herald of Nurgle, didn't really talk too much about him as a lord choice, but he is relatively cheap, as you saw there. He's got the Stream of Corruption, he's got an AoE ability heal, the Locus of Fecundity, and we've also got Fleshy Abundance as a spell, so quite a bit of healing potential here. Chaos Spawn, of course, being unbreakable, monstrous infantry. These guys have quite a bit of capture power, and the fact that they're unbreakable, it means that, you know, you can heal them with these different spells, and they can secure a point for quite some time. So we're going to use them to good effect here. We've got some Plague Bearers also, and some Forsaken of Nurgle to back us up. The Forsaken will be a little bit of a faster attack option, and then the Nurglings obviously are the upfront meat shields. And Nurglings do have Vanguard, so you'll see there's these different circles, these different points, and I can actually select them. And when I select them, you'll see that the reinforcements pop up. And one thing to notice, there are specific points for Vanguard units that are further forward. So it is beneficial to bring Vanguard units in your reinforcement army because you can get them into the fight that much faster. So like the Nurglings and the Furies are the units we have on Vanguard. The rest of the units we'd have to bring at these capture points that are in our deployment zone, right? And then Samurai Warrior's got the same over on his side. We've got 3 capture points, one up here, one in the center, and one down low. This is kind of like almost a Vampire Coast themed map. Very, very cool. But for my strategy here, I think what I want to do is just push forward with my main line of infantry and try and capture this center point. Just keep everyone together. Nurgle is quite slow in general. Plague Bears in particular are painfully slow. Nurglings not quite so much, and like the Forsaken and Spawn obviously not too bad, but let's see what we can do here with the Furies as well. We'll just kind of scout forward and see what units we can see. I am very much at risk of just getting shot to pieces here against Tzeentch, so we'll see how this ends up going. I actually haven't played this matchup very much, but hit him with the good luck, have fun, and we'll get started here very shortly. Definitely been enjoying this game mode quite a bit though, and I do think it offers quite a bit of upside over your typical multiplayer mode. The main thing is in tournaments, you know, you have to come up with a rule set in order to stop people from doing cheesy things like corner camping or, you know, draw kiting. If you've ever played quick battles on Warhammer 1 or 2, then you'll know that people sometimes, if they're losing, they just run away until the timer runs out, right? If they start losing, which is obviously not allowed in tournaments and had to be legislated against. Over time, in various tournaments, there have been issues with, you know, people just rules lawyering and being upset with rulings that didn't maybe go in their favor about, you know, the attacking rule or whatever else that they weren't satisfied with. So, okay, let's see what Samurai Warrior's got here in his initial army. Herald of Tzeentch on the disc has a shooting attack, so that's pretty good. Some Blue Horrors, some Forsaken as well. So, not too bad there. We don't have too many flying units to contest this guy up in the air, so he kind of can just sit and cackle. Which is totally fine with me. We'll just kind of fly around with the Furies here and do some scouting. Make sure we maintain visibility on everyone. He does have his own Furies here, which is fine. Let's just pull back, and we can maybe get another unit of my Furies for me as reinforcements, just so we can go 2v1 here. And we'll make sure we keep up the pressure there. We're also probably going to want to bring in some forces to try and contest this low ground objective, but let's hold off for the time being. I don't have, the option to really do a ton here. So let's get into combat there. We'll get the Nurglings moving. We'll get the Spawn moving and as well. Definitely a big fan of the Spawn here. And we are taking some serious heat on these Furies. That's fine. I mean, I say it's fine. It's really not fine, to be honest. But we do need to go pressure that that Exalted Flamer there. So let's get some Toads online. Let's get some Nurglings to back them up, and we'll go kind of pressure on this low ground here. Go ahead and get a nice breath attack here to try and take out these Forsaken of Tzeentch. I don't know how well that actually did, but we're also doing fine here. Not really getting hit too much by the Exalted Flamer. Let's drop an AoE heal, and we can actually have these guys move up. We'll get another Nurgling to go secure the point right there. I am just kind of forsaking the high ground point right now. Neither of us have actually deployed anyone up there, so maybe we'll send someone up there in just a moment, but I do want my Herald to not get blasted too hard, so let's continue moving here. Try and get the Forsaken back on that Exalted Flamer. So far, the tank in the center is definitely going very well, so that point's just about online. Let's get a Nurgling to go up there and just secure. And it looks like we've got these guys collapsing in here. I'll probably also want to bring in a Beast of Nurgle when I can, but we don't quite have enough reinforcements yet for that, so stay in here and keep fighting with these monstrous infantry. It does look like the Forsaken were able to get home. Stay on that Exalted Flamer, please. Please and thank you. So, yeah. The Nurglings are moving into secure, doing a great job in general. Let's drop a Fleshy Abundance on this spawn here so that they can stay healed. And we want to make sure we keep all of my own infantry on the objective as much as possible. Ooh, he got a nice little vortex there on the Forsaken. Likewise, the Screamers come in. They do some nice anti-large damage. But I think we can maybe drop some Furies, actually, to go rear charge those Screamers. And let's bring in a Beast of Nurgle when we can into the center. Spawn are doing a great job holding. Let's actually have one spawn stay on the Exalted Flamer here. We'll have the Forsaken kind of collapse down on the Blue Horrors. Okay, we also want to drop another Army Ability heal on the Spawn. The Spawn are definitely a unit that we're going to want to heal cap. We got some more Blue Horrors over there. Nurglings are doing a great job tanking there. We've got Nurglings up on the high ground as well. Looks like he brought in some Furies, so let's respond with some of my own Furies and some more Nurglings. Excellent. Cool. This guy, again, taking some damage. Not the biggest deal in the world, though, as long as we're capturing the point, which we did, so we can now move along. Make sure we got, yeah, you know what, actually, Spawn, stay close so we can get a little AoE heal. Let's get the Nurglings in there as well. There's no max targets on that heal, I believe, so let's use these Furies to come pressure his Herald, just to make sure he can't just sit and fight. And we're doing pretty good on the point captures. He hasn't been able to capture any of the points yet, so we'll keep up the pressure. Let's send some Toads. I know I said I was going to bring in a Beast of Nurgle, but let's send some Toads up onto the high ground there to make sure we're holding with some strong forces there. Get a little AoE heal on these guys, and then we'll kind of just hang around, I think, honestly, on this center objective. Yeah, I've got Forsaken chasing there. That's great. That low ground, we're at least contesting. He may end up taking it, actually, and it looks like we did lose the Nurglings up there, but the Toads should be able to move in. Okay, we've got some pink horrors in here. Come on, guys. Terrain's blocking me from being able to issue an order there, but we'll go ahead and get a rear charge. Can get another heal on these spawn over here, so we'll do so. Just to make sure we're maintaining the models there. Healing on spawns is quite strong, obviously. I do believe we have enough to bring in a Beast of Nurgle. These guys don't cause terror, but they are a relatively cheap healing single entity, so we can kind of get them in here. We've got another Army Ability heal, which we can use on these spawn here. They're not quite even close to their healing cap yet. They're not even visible healing cap yet, so ooh, looks like we've got another Vortex here. I don't think we're going to be able to get our boys out in time, but that's okay. Still, no one has captured that upper point yet, but it does look like we've been forced off that lower point, so Samurai Warrior is probably going to be able to get on the board there. Let's send some Nurglings, though, again, just to keep harassing. We'll use this Army Ability to slow those Furies, to keep them from being able to come in and help. And just continue to maintain on this center objective here. Oh, we just need to hold at this point for some time. I mean, the fact that he's not getting any points here is quite beneficial to us, and we've now captured that high ground objective. Got the Beast of Nurgle moving in here to continue to hold, so... Oh no, the spawn anti-large Screamers are somewhat scary, but not too scary. We can definitely deal with them. Let's get the Beast of Nurgle in here as well. Okay. You know what, actually, Nurglings, let's not just fully sacrifice you. Have you hang back for the time being. We can bring in some toads. And maybe one more unit of Nurglings there. Have the Nurglings kind of flank up over here. Toads can move into the center. Okay, looking good. These Nurglings. Again, we just want to hang around. Let's have everyone collapse those Screamers. Just kind of regroup those guys here. Yeah, they pushed us off that high ground point, but that's fine. Nurglings can move in. And we definitely want to hit the pink horrors. Let's swing up and around this way. And yeah, we've held this center objective for long enough. I mean, as long as we don't get 3 capped at this point, I think we have a pretty good chance of taking it home. I do want to get one more spawn, or you know what, actually, let's bring in the cultist to take this low ground objective. We don't really need the armor sundering of the cultist, but he does provide a little bit of a leadership aura for like the Nurglings and the other units that are going to be attacking here. So let's get you guys in there. Okay. And it looks like he's coming to attack us on this side, so let's turn and face. The Furies, yeah, if he just leaves the Forsaken and the Blue Horrors up there for the time being, I'm totally fine with that. We can just contest these other objectives, which we are doing. I think let's actually send, maybe I'll send the spawn down there along with the Beast of Nurgle. And we'll just hold with the Herald for the time being, and the Nurglings and the Plague Bears. Even probably could send the Herald down there too, but he's so slow. He is also only 27 speed, which is painfully slow. I could use the Fleshy Abundance. I don't know. He might actually be able to keep us off that low ground objective. He's committing quite a bit of resources down there. So, yeah. Cultist bro, maybe let's reconsider. Or you know what, actually? Screw it. We'll also commit some forces down there. Why not? Why not commit even more? Let's get the Herald going. Let's get some Furies and Nurglings. Just keep coming down here to contest. We can get a Plague Bearer summon, like right in the middle of all this stuff right here. Okay, and let's get another heal on the spawn. And just come keep collapsing there. Plague Bearer summon. Just interrupted those Forsaken. That was beautiful. And we'll get these guys going up here. Okay, let's make sure. Yeah, it does look like we got some Forsaken coming for the center objective. So let's just get some Furies to help support Plague Bearers and Nurglings there. Okay, doing great here. We are not actually capping that objective, which is not ideal, but I am almost in range to get another little AoE heal here. In fact, we can go ahead and drop that, hit all the spawn and such. Okay, let's hit those Forsaken. Forsaken and Tzeentch definitely very strong, but yeah, let's hit another Fleshy Abundance. We'll hold off for now. I think I might actually use the AoE damage instead. We could get like a little... That's a little bit of an awkward angle. Let's come a little forward. Collapse with the spawn. Make sure we're on the point. Okay. Doing a good job dealing with those Forsaken. That's fine. Samurai Warrior is starting to pull ahead, though. Or he's getting close to, at least. We definitely need to take this low ground objective as soon as possible. So let's continue fighting here. We are capturing. Whoops, I think I put those guys on the wrong point. That's okay. Let's come pressure this guy again. Nurglings, you just keep going in the center there, I guess. Let's get some more Furies out here. Continue to come pressure. Okay, now we have a pretty good opportunity to hit this right here. And let's just heal the cultist, I guess. I really need some more, like, actual units. So let's get some spawn. Spawn are reasonably quick, too. They should be able to get in there in a good hurry. Okay, are we actually capping? We are actually capping. That's great. Fantastic. Do we have Nurglings off of cooldown? We do not. That is unfortunate. And we might get pushed off that center objective. I was all confident at first, but now it's like, oh no, we've taken too much damage, I think. Might have taken too much damage. Let's continue attacking. Make sure you stay on there. Let's hit a heal on the cultist bro so he stays nice and healthy. Okay, we've got them moving up. We definitely want some more Nurglings. Nurglings, to me! Get another 2 units down here. And, okay, we don't need to hold for that much longer in the center. So, I probably should have sent some Nurglings there as well to just continue to hold, because we may end up getting 3 capped here if I can't capture this center objective, which it's looking a little bit dicey. We got all these pink horrors here. And blue horrors. And my Herald's actually taking quite a bit of damage here. That's not good. Not sure exactly from what, but yeah, oh no, I'm gonna get 3 capped and actually end up losing. No way. No way. Oh, that's painful. Okay. Let's get some Nurglings to go attack these blue horrors. And some Furies. I might have just lost it right there. We'll see. So we are still not capping this low ground. These blue horrors do not want to go down, so okay, let's have the Furies go and attack those blue horrors. They stop shooting. And okay, I think we're going to be able to capture this point down here in time. It's going to be close, guys. It's going to be close for sure. Let's send more Nurglings and such up to this high ground. If we can get that, that would 100% secure victory, but I'm still a little worried here. Yeah, the Samurai Warrior is ahead now, so unless we can capture that high ground objective in a pretty big hurry, this is the thing about Domination too, is like it can feel good at first, but then all of a sudden things turn around and you're like, oh no, I've been tactically beaten here. That's not good. And my Nurglings are a little too slow getting up there to capture, I think. I think Samurai's probably got me here. Oh man. Yeah, Nurgle's quite slow, and that is kind of an issue. Quite tanky, but yeah, I think I made some judgment decisions wrong here in terms of where to deploy my units and when. But yeah, I just don't think. I mean, we are capturing this high ground objective. We gotta clear those blue horrors like yesterday, and just keep sending Furies and Nurglings at them. Let's interrupt these guys here. Yes, this is it. This is it. Slow down, horrors. Or screamers, rather. I think he's got me. Yeah, he's almost won at this point, so wow, super close game. I think I screwed up my reinforcements a little bit there. I definitely had him initially, but that's the thing about Nurgle is you definitely use your mobility advantage against them to try and outmaneuver and just take whatever points they're holding weakly. If we had a little bit more time here, I might have been able to win that, but the Herald comes in. He's got a little bit more Winds of Magic left, too. Yeah, I just can't get Nurglings out there fast enough, so what a game. I'm going to go ahead and save that replay just for fun. But GG indeed to my opponent, Samurai Warrior there. That was a fun one, and you saw how long that battle lasted, too. Like, a lot of back and forth. Oh, is the game having an issue? Did we crash? No, there it is. Okay. So, great game to Samurai Warrior. I had a blast there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that. But yeah, if we take a look at the values here, it is interesting to consider sometimes that you're summoning units multiple times, right? Like especially the Nurglings and the Furies. So the value may be somewhat inflated, but the spawn, well, I'm a huge fan of Spawn of Nurgle. Healing them up especially, you can sustain for quite some time on a point, even, excuse me, against overwhelming force there. Yeah, and then the Furies also get really good value. Nurgling's great for holding line as well. They're just a fantastic, cheap meat shield unit, to be honest. The Cultist, honestly, I could have done a little bit better with him. Maybe I should have sent him to hold the center objective once the Herald was down on the low ground. But anyway, you kind of live and learn. Definitely still trying to get the hang of things here. But credit to Samurai Warrior, kind of maneuvering his reinforcements well in order to stay out in front of me. The Herald also up on the disc, just continuing to shoot the whole time. Got some really good value back. you will see quite a bit of not Sarthril. I'm going to make that mistake quite a bit. Kairos and the Exalted Lord of Change as well. But the Herald's not too bad up on the disc against factions which can't really get at you in the air very much, which, you know, I didn't bring any Plague Drones here, which I could have to pressure him up in the air, but anyway, the Exalted Flamer we were able to shut down pretty well, but the Forsaken definitely do very well against the low armor of Nurgle, low armor and high HP, both of which kind of play into Forsaken strengths. Horrors ended up getting some really good value back as well. Blue Horrors, if they can sit and shoot, can be super cost effective, especially low armor, no missile block chance, which again is what Nurgle is, just relies on massive HP pools and healing in order to tank through the damage. But yeah, this maybe end up being a tough matchup for Nurgle. I don't know, I haven't really played it enough times to say for myself, but Tzeentch definitely seems to have some pretty nice tools here. But at the same time, I mean, I was ahead there initially. If we could have sustained a little bit better and just held on to some of those objectives, again, deploying the Beast of Nurgle down onto that low ground objective a little bit sooner, maybe even the Cultist also to have some single entity holding power down there a little bit earlier on. Kind of mismanaged my Toads as well. But that's kind of the meta game, right? Is not only now is it micro, but there's the macro of managing your resources, deploying units at the appropriate place at the appropriate time. And it's definitely a whole new game to consider. Lots of new decisions to be made. And personally, you know, I've had a little bit of a rough learning curve, I admit, at first. But now I'm enjoying this game mode quite a bit more. So you can see, like, both of us had units that we didn't even end up bringing in as reinforcements. And that is typically the case. Usually you end up bringing in, you know, depending on what your opponent's build has, just a handful of units in order to counter them. But you do have more funds to spend, and you can take a greater variety in your reinforcements. Again, you just won't end up using all of them, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of quick battle domination first look tutorial. If you did enjoy, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so when I upload new multiplayer content, you will be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.